Assalamu alaikum. Before we begin, do subscribe to my channel. And if I've helped you, do like the video, as I'm making these videos with the sole intention of helping students like you. It motivates me to do more work. Thanks a lot. Let's start. So today we are going to solve Cambridge IGCSE Mathematics paper for Extended, May-June 2020, variant 4.3, part 3. Question number 8 onwards. Question number 8. The interior angle of a regular polygon with n sides is 150 degrees. Calculate the value of n. You need to know a few things before we solve this question. Exterior angles is equal to 360 divided by n, where n is the number of sides. We also need to know that interior angles plus exterior angles equal to 180. Interior angle is given to us, which is 150. Therefore, what will the exterior angle be? It will be 180 minus 150, which is 30 degrees. You have the exterior angle. I'm using this rule now. Make n the subject. So 360 divided by 30. That is our n, number of sides, which is 12. Question number 8b1. Now we are having questions related to circle theorem. K, L, M are points on the circle that are touching the circumference. Ks is a tangent to the circle. Km is a diameter, and triangle KLM is isosceles triangle. A lot of information has been given to us. Let's start with the first one. Ks is a tangent to the circle. What does that mean? Tangent to the circle means it touches the tangent at one place. One of the circle theorems is the angle between the radius and the tangent is 90 degrees. So this is our radius. Therefore, this angle here is 90 degrees. The second we have is, and then we have Km is a diameter, so the angle opposite the diameter is equal to 90 degrees. So this is 90 degrees. And KLM triangle is also an isosceles triangle. The opposite sides are equal. LM is equal to LK. It means angle M is equal to angle K here. So what is this angle? You know that the sum of the angles is equal to 180. Suppose this is x and this is x. So x plus 90 degrees is equal to 180. So 2x is equal to 180 minus 90, which is 90, and then divide by 2. So it is 45 degrees. This angle here is 45 degrees. There's one more circle theorem rule we'll need to use. The alternate segment theorem. If you have a chord here, the chord can be a diameter or any line that cuts the circumference. The tangent is and the tangent. So this is a chord and this is the tangent. The angle here is equal to the angle here. So angle Z is equal to 45 degrees because of the alternate segment theorem. So the next part of the question, AT is a tangent to the circle at A. Find the value of x. So let's see what rules we will need to use here. The first is the alternate segment theorem. So if this is 58, this will be 58. That's the first rule. The second rule is angles in the same segment from a common chord are equal. So this is a common chord and you have one angle from here and one angle is here, this one. So this is 58. Now to find x, there's two ways to do it. I'll show you the one way first. Look at the triangle here. If I have got two angles and I want to find the third angle, I will subtract from 180. 180 minus 58 minus 27 will give me this angle here, which is 95. Now 95 and x is a straight angle, the angle between them. So if you add 95 plus x, you are going to get 180. Therefore, x is equal to 180 minus 95, which is 85. There's another rule that maybe you're aware of, that if you have two adjoining triangles, you have one triangle here and one triangle here. So x will be the sum of this triangle. X is equal to the sum of the opposite exterior angles. So x is equal to 58 plus 27, and that will also give you 85. Whichever way you solve, you should get the correct answer. Now for the part 3, again, we have been given a circle, and F, G, H, and J are points on the circle. All the 4 points are touching the circle. So this is a quadrilateral, right? It's a quadrilateral is any shape with 4 sides. And because it is touching a circle, this is called a cyclic quadrilateral. We have to find the value of y. The first thing we are going to find is this angle here. This angle here. If two lines are parallel, then whenever you have a Z shape like this, those angles are equal because of the rule alternate angles are equal. So this is going to be 108. These are the two parallel lines. This is the line cutting it. So this angle is equal to this angle because of alternate interior angles. They are equal. Now moving on to finding y. In a cyclic quadrilateral, the opposite angle is equal to 180. So y plus 108 should equal to 180. Therefore, y will be 180 minus 108, that is 72. So that's the answer. In part C, we have A, B, C, and D are points on the circle, center O. M is the midpoint of AB and N is the midpoint of CD. OM is equal to ON. Explain giving reasons why triangle OAB is congruent to triangle OCD. If from the center any line touches the circumference, then that is a radius. So OA will equal to OB, will equal to OC, will equal to OD because they are radius. Then the other thing we know is ON is equal to OM. That is given to us. Therefore, AP is equal to DC. The reason being chords equidistant from the center. So this is a chord DC and this is a chord AB. They are equidistant from the center. ON and OM is same given to us. Therefore, chords equidistant from the center are equal. Therefore, AP is equal to DC. And we have 3 sides which are equal. OC is equal to OB and OA is equal to OD, and the third side AB is equal to DC. So 3 sides are equal. Therefore, side is equal to side implies congruent. Question number 9. We have been given an equation of the line and we need to find the gradient of line. Whenever you need to find the gradient of a line, write the equation in the form y is equal to mx plus c. So make y your subject. Whatever is before your before your x, that is your gradient m. So we have 3x minus 8y plus 20 is equal to 0. Your y is negative, so your subject should always be positive, shifted to the other side. Now divide everything by 8. So you will get 3 over 8x plus 20 over 8, and that is equal to y. As you can see, what is the coefficient of x? 3 over 8. That is your gradient. Find the coordinates of the point where line L cuts the y-axis. When the line or any graph cuts the y-axis, the value of x is 0. Remember that. And if it cuts the x-axis, your y is going to equal to 0. So now we have the equation given to us. Y is equal to 3 over 8x plus 20 over 8. You can simplify the 20 over 8, replace the x with 0. So it's 20 over 8. X is 0, y is 20 over 8. When we simplify it, we will get 5 over 2. Write it as a decimal or a mixed number. Now in this question, the coordinates of P and Q are given to us. We have to find the length PQ. We use the distance formula, which is x2 minus x1 bracket square plus y2 minus y1 square, and the answer we square root it. Write down your points, negative 3 and 8, and 9 and negative 2. These are your x values. So let's write PQ is equal to square root negative 3 minus 9 square. So the way they are in the order, write it in the same way. It doesn't make a difference if I'm choosing this as x2 or this as x2. That doesn't make a difference. The thing that you need to remember is if this is x2, then this has to be y2. So if you write it in brackets like this, then the order is very easy. You have taken negative 3 first. Now you will take 8 first. 8 minus minus 2 square. You can put the whole thing in the calculator and you will get the answer. 15.62. We can round it to one decimal. 15.6. Part B, find the equation of the line parallel to PQ that passes through the point 6 and negative 1. When two lines are parallel, the most important thing that you need to know is that the gradient are going to be same. So first find gradient of PQ, and for that we'll use the formula m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. In this case we took the x first, now we are going to take the y first. So 8 minus minus 2, 8 minus minus over 2 over negative 3 minus 9. I'm using the same order here, 8 minus minus 2 over negative 3 minus 9. This will give us negative 5 over 6. This is our gradient. Now to find the equation of the line, we use the formula y is equal to mx plus c. This is our x, this is our y, this is our m. We have to replace it here and find c. So -1 is equal to -5/6. In place of x, replace 6 plus c. You will have -5 plus c. Shift the -5 to the other side, the sign will change, it will become +5. So 4 is c. After you find your c, write down the equation again, y is equal to mx plus c, but replace the m and your c. Leave the y and the x plus 4. So this is the equation of the line parallel to PQ. In part 3, we have to find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of PQ. For this, we need to follow a couple of steps. These are the steps. We have to find the perpendicular gradient. That's the first thing. We already have found the gradient of PQ. The gradient of PQ is -5/6. So the perpendicular gradient will be, we write the reciprocal of this and we change the sign. So the perpendicular gradient will be 6/5. It is negative, so we write positive. Please remember this. This is important. So we did the first part. We found the perpendicular gradient. Now we have to find the midpoint of PQ. To find the midpoint, we are going to use this x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So what are our x's? -3 plus 9. Midpoint will be -3 plus 9 divided by 2. This will give you your x value. And 8 plus -2 divided by 2. This will give us the y value. So we will get 3 and 3. X is 3, y is 3. Now we have to find the equation of the perpendicular line using y is equal to mx plus c, using the gradient and the midpoint we found. So y is equal to mx plus c. Replace the y with 3, the gradient with 6/5, and x with 3. This will give you 18/5 plus c. Shift the 18/3 to the other side, the sign will change. And that will give us our c, which is -3/5. Now we just have to replace the m, which is 6/5, and our c, which is -3/5. So this is how you find the perpendicular bisector. Question number 10. Part A, the diagram shows the graphs of two functions. Write down each function. This is a linear equation. It's a line. So line will always be in the format y is equal to mx plus c. This is a very easy way to find this function. But suppose if it was a little bit complicated, then how to go about it? First, I'll show you that. Then we move on to the easy one. The first thing you will need is to find your gradient. This is the formula we'll use. For that, we need 2 points. One point is on the x-axis, y is 0. So we have -5, the x value, and y is 0. The other point is on the y-axis where x is 0 and y is 5. So we can replace here. We are going to use the y first. So 0 minus 5 over -5 minus 0. You will get 1. Your gradient is 1. Now replace, choose any point which you want. I will choose this point. Replace the y with 5, gradient with 1, and x with 0. So 5 is c. So what is our m? 1. So y is equal to 1x plus 5. It's okay if you do not write the 1. You can just write the x. That's our function, x plus 5. Now the short way. Whenever you have been given point like this on the y-axis and on the x-axis, and they are of different signs, this is positive, this is negative, your gradient is going to be 1, and that's how you get your x. The number on the y-axis, 5 is given to you, that is your c, that is your y-intercept. So we can just write x plus 5. I hope it makes sense. Now the second function, you need to know your trigonometry graph. This is a sine graph. But there's a little bit change in this from your normal sine graph. In your normal sine graph, your maximum value, the y value, is 1. And the minimum y value, this shape here, is negative 1. Something like this. But here your maximum value is 2. So if your graph is stretched like this or like that, or it is shrunk in the y-axis, whatever that number is there, you write it before your sine or cos, whatever is there. So this is y is equal to 2 sine x. You need to know a bit of transformation of the graphs for this. In B, we have been given a graph and we have to draw a suitable tangent, find an estimate for the gradient of the function at the point P. Tangent means it touches a graph at one point. So the point is P. First, let's write down the coordinate of P. The x value, if you can see, is 2. This is 2. And the y value is 2.7. Now for gradient, we need another value. We need 2 points, right? To use the gradient formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's draw a tangent from P. When you're drawing a tangent, try to draw that you get one of the corner points of the squares, like this, any point. It makes it easy to find the coordinates. Now the tangent passes through the point 0, 0. So this is a very good point. Now to find the gradient, y2 minus y1, so 2.7 minus 0 over 2 minus 0. We will get 1.35. If your answer is anything between 1.3 to 1.4, it will be accepted. A very easy 3-mark question. Question number 11, function question. We have been given 3 functions. We have to find g of 6. So when the value is given to you, this is your x. So we substitute in place of x 6. Just put in the calculator and you will get the answer 4. Next one, we have to find f of g of 4. First, find g of 4. So g of 4 will be, to replace it with 4, your x value with 4, you will get 8. Then in f, replace the x with 8. So this is our f of x. Replace it with 8. you will get 52. Find f of h of x. Remember in the previous part, when the value of x was given, we found first h of x and then we substituted it in f. But if the value is not given, we start from the outside function, which is f. So what is your f? 7x minus 4. Remove the x and replace it with h of x, which is x squared. So that's the answer, 7x squared minus 4. Part D. Find f of x over 2 plus g of x and write it in the simplest form in a single fraction. F of x is 7x minus 4 over 2 and g of x is 2x x minus 3. This is algebraic fraction and you have to use the same rule that you use for normal addition or subtraction of fraction. You need to have a common denominator. So multiply here by 2x minus 3 and the same in the numerator. And 1 second, it is x minus 3, not 2x minus 3. I'll just write down the question again. Sorry about that. So like I was saying, you use the same rule. So multiply by x minus 3 here and the same in the numerator. In the denominator, multiply this side by 2 and this side by 2. You have to expand the bracket now. 7x times x will give you 7x squared. And 7x multiplied by negative 3, negative 21x. Negative 4 multiplied by x is negative 4x. And negative 4 multiplied by negative 3, positive 12. Plus 2x multiplied by 2 is 4x. And in the denominator, we have 2x minus 3. Don't expand the denominator. Now let's see what you can simplify here. If there's anything common, 7x squared, nothing common. Negative 4x and 4x will get cancelled. We are left with negative 21x plus 12 over 2x minus 3. Check in the calculator. I don't know which calculator you have, but check if you can factorize this. Always check that because it's a quadratic equation and we cannot factorize this. So this is the final answer. If you can factorize, you must do that extra step. Continuing with the next part of the question, find the value of x when f of x plus 2 is equal to negative 11. So in place of x, what are you going to substitute now? X plus 2. So 7 bracket x plus 2 minus 4 is equal to negative 11. This x we substituted with x plus 2. That's it. Expand the bracket. 7x plus 14 minus 4 is equal to negative 11. 7x plus 10 is equal to negative 11. When you shift the 10 to the other side, it will become negative 10. It will be negative 21. Divide both the sides by 7 and we will get x is equal to negative 3. Part F. Find the value of p that satisfies h of p is equal to p. Let's write down our function. H of x is equal to x squared. H of p is equal to p. It means when we replace x with any value, suppose we are replacing with p, the answer should be p. That's what it means. So what are the numbers? You know what are square numbers, right? If I replace p with 1, I will get 1. So one of the values is 1. If I replace p with 2, I will get 4. So that is not going to work. Then let me try 0. Because if I move forward, none of the values will work. So 0 square will give me 0. So the value is same here, 1 and 1. So the two numbers are 0 and 1. Question number 12. A curve has equation y is equal to 4x cubed minus 3x plus 3. Find the coordinates of the two stationary points. You can look up my videos on differentiation because this is a new topic. So stationary point means that your gradient is 0. Your dy over dx is 0. So the first step you have to do is differentiate. For differentiation, you multiply 4 by 3, 12, and minus 1 from the power. 3 minus 1, 2. Negative 3x will be negative 3, and the differentiation of 3 is 0. Make this equal to 0. You have to make x the subject. Divide 3 by 12, you will get 1 over 4. Whenever you have a square and you want to find the value of x, square root the other side. Remember to put plus and minus. You will get x is equal to plus or minus half. We need the point or the coordinate, so we need to find the y value also. When x is half and when x is negative half. In place of in place of x, substitute the x value to get your y value. Just put this in the calculator. You will get 2, and same we are going to do for when x is equal to negative half. And you will get y is equal to 4. So these are our two coordinates, half and 2, negative half and 4. The next part of the question, determine whether each of the stationary point is a maximum or minimum and give reasons for your answer. Whenever a maximum and minimum question comes, there are a few steps that you need to know. First, you differentiate. Make it equal to 0 and you find x. After that, you double differentiate and substitute your x value. When you substitute your x value, you get a positive value for your d2y over dx2. It is more than 0. That is a minimum point. If you get a negative value less than 0, that point is a maximum point. We have already finished differentiation. We made it equal to 0. We found our x. Now only this step is remaining. We have to differentiate it again. Let's write down our dy over dx. We'll differentiate it again. 12 multiplied by 2, 24x. Negative 3 will be 0. When we substitute, x is equal to negative half. In our d2y over dx2, let's see what we get. 24 negative half. We got negative 12. This is less than 0. So write down a statement. Negative half and 4 is the maximum point as d2y over dx2 is less than 0. Now we are going to substitute x is equal to half in our d2y over dx2. And we are going to get a positive number which is more than 0. So when x is half and y is 2, it is a minimum point as d2y over dx2 is more than 0. We have been given the graph of y is equal to x squared minus x plus 1. And by drawing a suitable line on the grid, solve the equation x square minus 2x minus 2 is equal to 0. When you have a question like that, what is your main original graph? X square minus x plus 1. Write it here. And from that, subtract the changed graph, x square minus 2x minus 2. When you subtract, all your signs will change. This is a positive, it will become negative, positive, positive. And I'm sure you're aware, if there's nothing, no coefficient written, it means it is 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0, this will get cancelled. Negative 1 plus 2, you use the new sign, will give you x, and 1 plus 2, 3. So this is the line that we have to draw. For drawing the line, it is easier if we just put, sometimes we take different values and x value and find the y values. The best way is first use the x value when x is 0. So replace the x with 0 and you will get y is 3. This is our 1 point, 0 and 3. That is on the y-axis, 0 and 3. Then substitute y is equal to 0. So you will have 0 is equal to x plus 3. Negative 3 is equal to x. So negative 3 and 0. Negative 3 and 0 is this. Now we have to draw the line. We just have to join these 2 points together and extend it. Just check out what points you have. This is here. This is the x value. We can take it as negative 0.7. And the other x value is, we'll just draw the line same way, 2.7. If you have any answer between negative 0.7 to negative 0.8 or 2.7 to 2.8, your answer will be accepted. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends so that it can help them.